Good morning, Kevin. How are you today?
Good morning, Adam. I am doing fantastic. I'm always happy whenever we're recording an episode.
Awesome. Me too. So we're recording early this morning. We like to pick times that kind of we could fit into our schedules and do some recording. So it's kind of cool to be recording early in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. So it's balancing the 9 to 5 with all the things that we're doing, trying to grow the podcast and investing. You're going to just have to find ways to make time for the things that you have a priority for. No ifs, ands, or buts, but we love this, and this is how we choose to spend our time.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we are taking action and we're planning to add value to you. So let's get into what we're going to talk about today, which is the importance of having a vision and making that vision visible. So Kevin has a vision board behind him on the wall, and we were recording with a guest recently who commented on it. In fact, we've had several guests comment on the board. They like your board, Kevin. So can you tell us a little bit about your vision board?
Yeah, the vision board behind me, which you can clearly see right there, it was intentional so that it's there and I can see it whenever we're recording to remind myself that these are the things I'm doing what I'm doing for, right? The overall motivation. And the concept of vision board, I think I've learned it in so many areas that I don't exactly know where. I remember hearing it in Grant Cardone's, I think it's 10X book or Be Obsessed or Be Average. One of those two books, he talks about just looking at the things you want over
Mm-hmm.
and over again. It might have been Rod Cleef's, as you mentioned
Yeah.
before we started recording, or the Savers routine. I can't remember which one. The Miracle Morning. Like I remember hearing it, but I don't know in what order in which I heard it. But the value of it is important, and that's what matters. It's to allow me to sit down and think, okay, when times are tough, this is what I'm doing it for. Or if I am trying to find a way to get motivated, remember this is what I'm aiming for. And the way my vision board is structured is on the top right. So it's mirrored in the camera. It is home plate. And I'm not a big baseball fan, but the analogy I love. I have hangups about failure. It's just a personal thing for whatever reason. I probably blame traditional school system. I got A's up until college. College is a different story. But anyways, so there's this idea of perfection and being afraid to swing the bat because I have no idea what will come after the swing. So the first image on the upper right, and the reason it's there is I learned early on some exercise in school that when I try to remember something, I tend to look up and right. So I mimic that in my vision board. So when I close my eyes and I try to remember the first visual that I can think of that's most important to me at this time in my life, it's that home plate experience
Yeah,
that I'm
that's
up at the
cool.
plate. Thank you. That I'm up at the plate. I'm primed. I'm ready to swing and to be okay with what happens. The fact that I swung the bat is what's most important. If it's a single, fantastic. If I hit the ball, if I strike out, then that's what it is. But swinging is, and not being afraid to swing is important for me at this time.
Yeah, that's excellent. I really like how you incorporated it in to how you behave when you're thinking and where you put it and this, the significance of that whole image. That's really kind of cool. And that's a way that any of you listening could use your board. You can get some images like that are powerful or meaningful to you in some way. That's all that matters. And then stick it on the board.
And then I also use some quotes, but it's a majority of images because there's just something about images and there's science behind it that they're more powerful than just reading words. They
Hmm.
tell a stronger story for you. And this is all this is. This is a vision of the story that you want in your life or the vision of what matters to you in your life. And that's important. And then at the very bottom left, I have some materials stuff that I do want because, doodads can be fun. And the idea is to make enough assets to pay for those doodads. And one of the doodads on there is that the Mazda RF, nice little hardtop convertible I've been eyeing for a while and just want to use that, cruise around Florida, take a road trip across the country with that with my girlfriend. That would be awesome. And then I have a couple of luxury watches there that I fell in love with watches in my first internship, my first big boy job kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to make some kind of money now. It's like, let's find an expensive hobby. But what I love about watches is that they tell a story. Each watch model that I have an eye on is basically the origin has a story. If it's a diving watch, it was used by divers. If it's a pilot's watch, it was originated so pilots could use it as they fly. And I love that aspect of it. But they also look really damn cool.
Yeah, yeah. Watches are neat.
And then in the center, I have pictures of my family and certain experiences my girlfriend and I have had, which really remind me the love and support is there when times are tough and what I'm doing this whole thing for. So that's my vision board.
Yeah, that's excellent. So I think I first heard about it, or I don't know. It's out there. You hear about it often, but I think I first really learned about using it and how to incorporate it from Rod Cleef. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure he's a really big advocate of using them, and he has some cool stories about how he has put a vision board together and then years later got the exact thing on the board. Really, some neat stories.
Yeah, and he keeps it, I think, in his book or something, right? He'll like if he gets hypothetically, if I was to get one of the watches that I want, you take the image of the watch, take it from your vision board, and put it in like your dream done section of your notebook or something like that. I forget what he
Yeah,
said.
that's cool. Yeah, what a neat idea. So there's something there, and I kind of think it has something to do with the law of attraction, where
Absolutely.
subconsciously there's something that you're going after there, something that you're focused on, you're visually reminded of it. So different parts of your brain are engaged as you think about it, as you visualize it, and subconsciously your brain helps you make that happen. I
Yeah.
believe that's true. I mean, I believe that's one of the powers of the board.
Yeah, your subconscious is more powerful than your conscious mind. At least that's what people say. Um, and then one I forgot to mention my favorite quote that's on there on the top left. It says, "Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life." And that's a reminder to for me. It's like a mantra to push away as best I can the instant gratification stuff, whether that's grabbing a snack in the pantry or wasting time on I don't know Reddit or something. That helps me remind myself and say, hey, you got a job to do. You got a mission to accomplish. Stay
Oh yeah,
focused on it.
nice. Yeah, that's excellent. Pretty neat how you incorporate quotes in there too.
So let's see your vision board. I can't take mine off because it's bolted onto the wall.
Yeah, mine. Let's see if I can turn the background off for those who are watching it on YouTube, and for those who are not, I will describe this. Don't worry. Let me get my background off here. All right, there we
There
go.
we go.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about updating this lately, but I'll kind of talk through the most important thing to me is the graphic in the middle, which I drew. Super simple, but so far it's been very powerful, and it's a picture of a stick man using a lever to push a boulder down a very steep hill. So, and I've got a timeline on it, and then associated with each timeline, I have a theme. So it was in 2019, the stick man was just getting the stick under the boulder and starting to rock it back and forth,
Right.
and the theme was acceleration. And uh, amazingly enough, that happened, and I do credit this for a lot of that because some things happened in 2019 that I really am still in awe about. I definitely feel like I started accelerating in 2019. And then as the boulder starts to roll on its own, it'll move down the hill and get going really quick. And 2020 here has momentum. My theme is momentum for 2020. So I look at this, it gives me motivation to keep that thing moving, get it going even faster. And that's really my wealth and success boulder there that's going to be gaining momentum.
Love it.
So then some other things on the board. I've got a multifamily apartment complex that I drive by here in my hometown almost every day on my way to work, and I'm going to buy that one day. So it's on my board. I've got a Jeep on there. I want to get an old Jeep CJ7. I've wanted one for a long. I had one when I was younger, and um, I've always said I'll get another one that's not a total piece of junk this time, and or make it really nice. And so I will do that one day. It's on my board here. Got some places that I really want to travel. So a cool old German town in Europe, and uh, Fiji, and some places in Tahiti, and those are places that I want to travel with my family and my loved ones and experience the thrill and education and freedom of travel. And then I've got a couple other things on there, like a mountain cabin and a coastal cottage or a beach house that's actually in the Keys. So those are all things that really motivate me. Oh, one more thing, I guess I forgot. I I have a couple. Let's see if you can see those right down here.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of the dollars from Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game, and those represent the cash flow that I want each month. So
I
I want
like
it.
it.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a goal um, to get my monthly cash flow up to a point where I'm out of the rat race. So I took a couple of dollars from his game in the right denominations to get that up there and put them on my board.
I love it. That's
Yeah,
genius.
they're kind of cool because they have the little rat on them instead of the president, and yeah, pretty neat. So that's my board, and I, I look at it every day almost, and try to visualize deeply what it would be like to have those things. I think that also helps.
I agree. And that's what I do with the vision board too, is I go back into that exact moment and try to re-experience the feelings, the emotion, the positive energy that I got from that time in my life. And then like the baseball analogy, I visualize myself walking up to the plate, feeling this is how little I know about baseball. I don't know what the dirt, I guess, the dirt beneath my
Yeah.
feet, right? Like as I said, I don't know much about baseball, but the analogy and metaphor is there for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. And then I did talk about updating a few of the pictures to be closer to what I actually want. So a couple of them, like the beach cottage and the mountain cabin, I just got ones that I thought looked pretty cool, better than some others I found. Liked them quite a bit, but in reality, they're not exactly what I would want. And I'd love to get pictures that are so close to what I want that I would actually get that one if I found it. Right.
Yeah, that would be great. And
Yeah.
that's
So
that's one
that's
thing
what I'm
about
going to
vision
try and do
boards.
next.
Yeah, that they're malleable.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for you to change things as you progress. In fact, you should change things as you progress, because what happens if you achieve that? You want to find something else that motivates you at some capacity. So I think that's an important idea to recognize, is that as you're moving, it's okay to change your vision. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to find other things that motivate you as you move along in life.
So I think it'd be really cool if some of our listeners shared their vision boards if you have them. If you do, Kevin and I would love to see that. I think that'd be awesome. If you can either email them to us or put them on social media, let us know if it's okay for us to share that in any way with other people, or if you'd prefer we just keep it to ourselves, and that'd be super cool.
Yeah. Do you have a vision board in mind? Are you thinking of certain things? Is there any way that we can help you? Let us know too. We truly believe in the power of visualization with the things that you're doing, even if it's not investing. If there's a goal that you want to achieve in your professional life or in your hobby, you need to visualize it. There's so much power in visualizing, and why athletes the most competitive athletes will visualize themselves winning. There's a lot of science behind it as well. So if you have need any help with that, let us know. techguyswhoinvest@gmail.com.
Yeah. Also, hit us up on social media. And if you got value out of this episode, give us a like on your podcast app and tell some friends about us.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Stay visualizing and stay getting after it.